We're going to do a cold start on the 1999 911. Alright, we're going to check out the wheels and suspension on this 1999 early 996 right here. These are the 17-inch wheels. These have Continental tires on them. You can see a little bit of surface scratches here. Right here, the curbs are fine. There's no curb damage on any of these wheels. Look right here. You can see all the tread is good. On these tires there's no uneven tread. There'll be some meter readings in the listing as well. The date codes we have here, 49th week of 2012, which is pretty old, and 10th week of 2013 for the front, and they're all matching. Alright, we're going to take a look at the brakes and suspension here. So you got no cracks in the enamel here. This rotor, they usually have a little lip here when they go bad. There's a tiny bit of a lip. And these should be 26.6. So we got our trusty guy here. And we have 27.33. And OEM suspension, there's no leaks up here. I've seen on 996s these rubber hoses start to crack. These look okay. Let's see. The pad thickness is good enough. We'll get you by. Here we go. Here we got 27.13 on this one. You can see the pad. Here looks pretty good. Nothing coming on the shocks. Some enamel right here coming off. Rubber line looks good. 23.70 on the rear. You got some brake pad left. Tiny bit of a lip, not much. So no oil on the valve cover, cam cover they call them. No oil MS here. Rubber lines look good. Enamel looks good. 6 here. The pad looks good. Enamel looks good. There's no lip on these. Suspension original. No leaks or anything like that. It's just old. Rubber looks good. Okay. The water pumps on these should be done every 5 years or so, regardless of mileage. When you get people who are original owners, they always want to do services by the miles. But you could see, I don't know if you could see this little slit right here. You have to cut, there it is, you have to cut the gaskets on these to change the water pumps. So this water pump has been done. I just don't know when it was done. It probably wasn't anytime recent. but it's not the one that came with the car because it has that slice there. And yeah, this car has the original catalytic converters. All right, on to the next. All right, this is the oil filter cut open. All right, so we're underneath the 996 now. It's pretty clean. The hoses are soft. This car has the Fister modification, which is really just a bypass pipe. You can see it right here. Yeah, do you see that weld right there? That's the Fister mod. And no valve cover leakage. These have those plug, what's it called? Those little plug caps that leak on the early 996s that get disgusting, and the rubber O-rings harden up and they just leak and leak and leak. So got nothing going on here. There's an oil filter. Usually when these have IMS leaks, you'll see oil on the top of the sway bar. If you're ever looking, you can see there's no oil coming out here. I believe this is the 1999 RMS or IMS, the whole deal. But you can see it's fine. But it's got the dual row, so you're good. Transmission, not much going on here. The rear motor mounts were, I think they're bad. You could drive it, people drive them forever like that. But usually when those are bad, the front one is destroyed. There's a really cool tool you can buy that presses it out, and it's not super expensive to rent. All right, we're going to look at the engine here a little bit. Here's the coolant. There's no intermix. Intermix was a problem on a lot of these earlier 996s. Looks pretty normal. Check this dipstick. No intermix. Clean oil. This build doesn't have any cracks in it, but could be replaced at some point soon. It wouldn't hurt. You'll see some crud under these sometimes, and usually what it signifies is short driving distances, which you don't want on these cars. We want these to be driven for long distances. It's not a car to go to the street corner in. So one thing I've had noted here, these usually should be about a finger. When these drop like this, they probably have the original motor mounts on them. It only takes about 40 minutes to switch the motor mounts. I use the Wevo solid ones on my other 996, but these just strike me as a little low. Sometimes these are adjustable, so you can adjust this and change this gap here. All right, this will be real quick. These rails are pretty good. Most of the time these are jacked on a lot of the cheaper 996s. Pretty clean underneath here. Let's check this other rail. Underneath the front bumper. It's pretty clean. All the plastics are there. No major scrapes or anything either. Alright. Alright, the brake fluid here is in the front. It's pretty clear. Looks pretty good to me. The battery. We have Interstate. Looks pretty solid. There we go. February 2018 is on the stamp. So these require a little bit more cranking power than regular cars. So that's what, 2 years old. So should have a couple more years in this climate. Okay, on to the next. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the AOS here. The car's pretty well warmed up. All right, we got 5.2 right here. Spec on Pelican parts is 4 to 7. Most of the time you want to see it around 5, 4 to 5. When it gets around 6, it's going to be going bad. It doesn't have as much pressure in the crankcase. You can also hear the engine a little bit.